stony. I got out, took a lungful of clean, cold, wet air. Reading Room Cottage. The place they chose to be. The front steps were worn into hollows, and the handrail was skin smooth. The clutch of keys weighed heavy in my hand, the old leather key fob pressing against my curved fingers, folding back on itself. I turned the key until it clicked. The door opened into the living room. I saw the faded blue sofa bed, sagging in the middle, the arms worn shiny. Next to it, the smoked glass coffee table from when I was a kid. Stuff that could be spared from home. Stuff that would do for summer holidays and Easter breaks while they did the place up. Stuff that would do until they retired, until they lived here. I went in and dropped my holdall. The carpet was flattened and tracked with grey. A breakfast bar corralled off a stark kitchen extension. To the right of it there was a staircase, modern, with separate planks whacked into the wall and a banister of cheap dowel and unsmoothed wood. The smell of the place hit me. A smell like forgotten Sunday dinners, damp, long emptiness. I wanted to be home, stepping over toys, the flat smelling of coffee and baby and drying laundry. I headed straight back out to fetch the rest of my stuff from the car. It seemed to have got much darker already, as if I'd blinked and afterwards some of that internal darkness lingered. I opened the boot, lifted out Sainsbury's bags, and glanced up the village street. The tarmac was slick as graphite in the moonlight. Windows caught a gleam here and there. There were no lights on in any of the houses. And beyond the street, the darkness seemed deep and somehow absolute. I knew that out there the M6 was streaming with light and fumes, strip-lit service stations were selling coffee and cigarettes and travel suites, that there were towns and cities and hospitals and people, teeming people. But it didn't quite seem possible. Didn't quite seem real. Not beyond this blue-black night. A tree's bones. The call of some bird or other. I shivered. I slammed the boot shut, scooped up the bags, and scrambled up the steps. When I flicked on the light, a latticework of shadows scattered across the room. The lampshade was one that Mum had made in a craft glass, out of string and glue, and a now long-burst balloon. It was way off-centre. It gave the room an uneasy feeling, as if everything was slipping sideways, as if it was sinking. I dumped my groceries and took my bag upstairs. Here and there I could see traces of something real and beautiful in the building. Smoke-stained stone, ancient wood. Clues to what they'd seen here. What they'd wanted to realise. They must have thought they had years to peel all this away, the stained carpets, the greyed wood chip, the varnished plywood. That they would be able to uncover something. I glanced into one of the bedrooms. 2 single beds lay draped with white candlewick. The curtains were thin and drooping. A dressing table, varnished thickly brown, stood underneath the window with a primrose yellow kitchen chair pulled up to it. None of it was familiar. It must have belonged to the previous owner. And there was a smell, a faint lingering sourness that I couldn't identify. I pushed open another door. A box room. Stacked full of boxes, shoe boxes, cardboard boxes, a tangle of wire coat hangers on the floor, an old brown suitcase trimmed with aluminium that I remembered from childhood airport carousels, laundry bags full of books, carrier bags stuffed with objects wrapped in newspaper. I lifted out a papery bundle, weighed it in my hands, instinctively knowing the cool heaviness of it. I peeled back the paper. The pewter jug, for big, bold flowers, for daffodils in springtime, long-stemmed roses in summer, dahlias in autumn. The sleek curve of the metal sucked the warmth from my hands. I could smell newsprint and the jug's metallic tang.